Hello guys, what's up? How's it going?
I'm doing
Going
great.
good.
I think we need to ask Divya. Divya, how are you doing today?
अरे यार काहे बेइज्जती कर रहे हो लाइव स्ट्रीम पे कर रहे हो मतलब yeah I am doing okay actually I was not gonna show up for this because I'm not feeling well anxiety is taking a toll on me but I was like I can't get cherry last
But yeah,
minute
that's a good thing. So we were like, I just got to know that Divya wasn't feeling well, so I'm like, I can manage everything. Don't worry on that. But yeah, good to see Divya. Like, it's good to see that you're here as well, and like, okay, you have overcome whatever you were facing, and great to have you as a part of the show because we have always worked together as co-host, and we're like, okay, let's see how this goes. But thanks for being there, and it's so Vivan's like she was scared to talk to Tarun. I guess that's why she was.
मतलब कुछ
We should
भी
we should have Vivan on one of your episodes. It's gonna be fun
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
like stay here only no
Yeah, I think we'll invite Vivan for a special episode wherein we'll be asking all the wrong questions to him, and he has to answer those questions. He won't be able to like escape or plead the fifth and all that drama. He will actually have to answer those questions.
You should. That's a nice idea.
yeah let's
Definitely,
do one
we
with
will
Viva.
definitely try that out. Hi guys, thanks for joining in. So we have Tarun with us today, who is I'm sure a lot of you guys who are active on Twitter and on LinkedIn know who he is. He's quite active. He is an agency owner plus a content creator. I still can't understand how he manages being an entrepreneur and a content creator at the same time because both things require your full energy, full time. So we'll be asking a lot of questions on how he actually manages his time and what are the pros and cons of being a creator and an entrepreneur. So we'll just want to start off by just asking how your journey has been. If you want to like start, when did this creator Kida get into you, and how is it helping in your entrepreneurial journey?
For sure, yeah. I would love to answer that. Let's ask the audience before that. How many of you are alive and here and able to hear us and excited for this one episode with Jerry and Divya? Give us a hello in the chat box or a fire emoji. Our standard fire emoji. I love fire emojis. Let me see how many of you are here alive and kicking and listening to all of us. Hello, says Ajay. Hello, hello. Happy to have you, Ajay, Shruti, Rakesh, Arti, Ishan. So many of you. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, so I think this whole thing started back in, I would say, full fledged. It became like a thing to do in 2020, wherein I had a lot of extra time, wherein I had to go back to my hometown. I was very happy to go back there because got a good 6 month period with my mom and dad, which was like a blessing in disguise. So what happened is, extra time on hand. You already have a lot of things happening, in and around the world, and I think I, in general, am somebody who is a positive person. I am not saying I don't tend to get negative at times, but I come out of it very quickly. Sometimes it gets difficult too. So I think in 2020, around March, is when I decided that let's create something every day for an audience, and it was never the plan to kind of reach where I am today. I am not somebody who has a million followers, but I'm really proud of as many people I'm able to empower, as a whole. So what happened is I started creating more videos. I started a podcast with this same very phone. This bit came later on. This bit came in January 2021. So this journey was more to create content on digital marketing and on content creation as a whole, um, and a little bit of personal branding, which added in the last 1 year or so, which I was able to see my own growth. And I became more consistent with my content on Instagram and on LinkedIn as two platforms. I didn't want to be a master of all. I just wanted to focus on these two platforms, specifically because LinkedIn as a platform is amazing on the side of my professional side, and on my personal side as to more towards my students and things and people who follow me on Instagram. I was able to justify both the places and textual formats and video formats. So it happened amidst the lockdown, and have never ever looked back ever since. So yeah, that's how it started as a whole.
So I guess this lockdown was a blessing for majority of us because we started something because we had 3 hours of time extra because I used to spend that 3 hours on traveling in cabs itself. Like I saved up on those 3 hours and started my content journey again on LinkedIn. So I think a lot of us have a similar story because this lockdown became a blessing for majority of us because we started something new and we never looked back, and we are gaining so much opportunities, getting so many like insights and meeting so many new people just because of something we started during the lockdown. So I think it's great to hear you're also part of the similar journey and you're doing great when it comes to same the content creation journey as well and reaching out and building a community.
I'm still learning.
I guess we
I
all
guess
are.
we all are. We all are learning, and I am just I am also like, I also started my journey during the pandemic, and I met Jerry, then I met Vivan, and now I'm meeting you. So I guess it has been a blessing for all of us, the pandemic. High five.
I agree. I agree.
Okay,
Uh,
so Tarun, I have got a next question for you, and this is coming from me from the point of view that I started my journey as a freelancer, and now I'm moving on to becoming a digital agency owner. So I want to understand, how do you juggle between being a CEO or digital agency owner and a content creator, and then managing clients, and this is like a lot of things that comes out on your plate.
So I would say, well, it's majorly trying to understand long back when initially I was doing everything myself, right from recording the podcast to creating it. And before that, it was only agency life, right? Starting to the very end of the day, it was only agency life, and I was not really, doing a lot of creation as a whole. I was not really spending a lot of time on that aspect. And I think in 2020 as a whole and 2021, up till I think half of the 2021, I was still doing everything myself, right? From recording things to doing things. And then I realized when I came back to the city, Mumbai, that it's not going to be possible for me to do so many things. And gradually, then what I did was, so what I did, Divya, was I made sure that I have a stronger system in Big Mouth, which I was developing since the last 2 years, and now is very concrete. Like there are a couple of people who know in and out about the company today, right? And they know pretty much everything that I know, and they need me when they need me, which is not all the time. So for example, getting a couple of people who know everything and they are handling pretty much a lot of things under them was one big important factor in the journey of growth. Second, I know what my responsibility is specifically. It's to build new connections, maintain the older ones as well. And apart from this, my major job is to get new business for the company. That's what major business owners do, or business any business owners do at the moment. So that's what I realized. And along with this, what I realized was, if I have to continue this creator journey of mine, I would need some companions on that side also. First decision I took is I will not combine the two teams. I will never ask my team to work on anything which is related to me on a personal front. I could have easily done that, right? Very easy. I have my design team, content team, scripting team, everybody in house. I don't want them to feel that, what, there's another thing that is on us, which they would have taken happily. But I don't want them to tell me that, what, because of we working on your content, we couldn't deliver some clients' content on time. And more than that, I just wanted to keep it separate in the start. So I then hired a couple of people. One who is handling all the content, second who's handling all the business development side of things on the creator bit of things. So I would say the answer to this question in a nutshell is building a team who can do the process for you and who understands you, and who is equally motivated by the fact that yeah, okay, this guy is a creator. I'll have to focus on this side of him, and this guy is helping us run the entire show, and rather they're helping me run the entire show, the people in the back end. So people, processes, uh, and apart from that, I think getting the right people was very, very important. So like I have this person who's been with me since I think 7 months now, and she has been really the most hardworking person on the creator side of things. And I have a similar person, a couple of people in Big Mouth who've been just doing amazing stuff at Big Mouth. So I would say people, processes, and if I have to say one more thing, patience, because I've developed that a lot and by a greater margin. Because trust me, as much efforts that you will put in your creator journey, there will be a little lesser from your team, or you might feel that it is a little lesser, but I think they are doing a commendable job. So I would give it to them. And yeah, so a lot of efforts and a lot of help from them is where I could actually do what I'm able to do today.
Right. So that's actually a great point which you mentioned, wherein hiring the right people when you are like in your creator journey would actually help you, because then you won't have to take care of the entire end-to-end process, because it involves creating, designing, like scheduling, asking for it, getting interviews. A lot of stuff is involved there because we know that. But then while you are hiring a lot of new people, uh, do, would you build systems once you hire the person, knowing their traits, knowing their qualities, knowing their pros and cons, or you have predefined those systems and then you start interviewing people? Okay, this person would fit in this system and he can actually come in and just take over the job and probably deliver the work for me with less energy or less effort.
So Jerry, it was a very organic thing. When the person came on board, it was a little difficult for the person also to understand as to what does this person think. And right now, whatever you see on most of my profiles is still me. But a lot of things, let's say, like lining up interviews, podcasts, which I was doing all by myself, which have a process, right? You create a podcast prep doc, you approach
Right.
people, you kind of get it approved, you get them on board, and then you come, sit, talk, leave,
Right.
right? So processes happened for different things. Still, I think I'm not going to say that we are the best at everything that we're doing. Then we found more processes for content, as to let's not do 30-day content planning, let's do 7-day content planning. That's good enough for us. So we broke it down to that, so that people get more time. And I was trying to get more and more content in lesser amount of time for the team, so that they get enough time to edit the same. But I think the processes were built when the people were with me, not before that. Because uske pehle process mujhe pata tha, but I was not really following it as much as I could, because I was like, chalo, I'm free right now. Rather than doing time pass and scrolling endlessly on Instagram, I'd rather approach 6-7 people for my next Instagram live on Tarun ke saath, right? And I've literally approached everybody and anybody. Okay, I don't give really two shits about that, because I really believe that if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So I've done that, and I've literally approached everybody and anybody, and so many people have never replied. They've seen zoned. I don't care. I have this thing that I am a Besharam person when it comes to that. I think you got to be that as a creator, not not being somebody who's uh, hitting you too much, but at the right time at the right places. So I would say that, to answer your question, I think I'm just going back in the zone of what I was doing, and I'm liking it. But yeah, so the processes were built on the way. Still, certain processes are still happening, I would say. Like podcasts are set right now, live sessions are set right now,
Right.
content is pretty much set, I can say, almost set. Couple of more things which I think we will have to have people for will be, let's say, getting somebody to do an entire, specifically focusing on the reels for my channel as a whole on Instagram, and same can be repurposed on shorts. And more so for a YouTube channel, I need somebody who is a different person altogether, who knows YouTube,
Right.
understands YouTube. And I really want to do YouTube for giving away more knowledge and things that I do and I've learned in my life. So process is built on the way. There was no set document of sorts ki chalo ye lijiye blueprint
Correct.
to follow kar lijiye. ऐसा कुछ नहीं था मेरे पास.
Correct, correct. So I think that's one of the best ways, wherein you are building your processes. You will also realize whether what's good in you that you can manage, and what's the extra effort that you need from someone else who's probably a specialist or an expert in that field that you can probably hire or partner with and then get their expertise on. So that's actually I mean that's also something that we have also learned along the way only. Like, ठीक है भाई, मैं designing में अच्छा नहीं हूँ. I really need a graphic designer out there.
Exactly.
I can make stick drawings, but उससे clients convert नहीं होंगे या फिर कुछ अच्छा meaningful नहीं आएगा. So that's also some. So just digressing from all the questionnaires, guys. If you have any questions for Tarun, please feel free to drop in the chat and we'll ask the questions right away. It's not like a typical coffee with so and so kind of a talk show wherein I have all the questions ready and I'll be asking Tarun. It's like all of our questions, and it's the show is actually for you all, because if you are a budding creator who wants to become a creator, we are trying to get on board as many creators we know so that they can share their experience, and from those experience you can probably minimize those mistakes. Obviously
Yeah.
avoid तो कर नहीं पाओगे, but minimize जरूर कर पाओगे.
Yes, I think I agree with that for sure. So, guys, if you're still here, if you're still listening to us, why don't you give us a happy Thursday in the chat box? Let's see how many of you are here and you're still with us. We can see a couple of you, 3, 4. Yes, here. Present, sir, says Ankit.
Ankit.
Okay.
Vivan is
Vivan.
always here. Vivan will never disappear. Vivan, Jerry, I'm telling you, fourth show has to be with Vivan. I just
How-
don't need him on the show right now. Yeah, late.
I know your reasons for that, because असली बदला तो live show पे ही ले सकते हैं. So
मेरा सिर्फ
we'll
स्पॉन्सर होना था बैंगलोर न्यू ईयर पार्टी का, वो तो हुआ नहीं है, ठीक है.
and Vivan had also promised Delhi meetup happening. So Vivan,
बैंगलोर
you need to
meetup
answer a
happening,
lot of
nothing is happening. Nothing is
So-
happening.
lot of serious questions answering. So coming back to the questions here, Tarun, that I actually saw in one of your profiles wherein you had mentioned that your mission, the ultimate mission that you're chasing or you're looking forward to, is to reach out to and empower a million people. And creator journey is definitely one of those ways wherein you can easily accomplish that. So how have you planned on that mission? Firstly, like if you're a creator, how can you actually take that up as a goal? What's the process behind it, or how can someone take up any goals, and what are the ways that you are planning to achieve that goal?
Okay, so what I'm going to tell you all is something that I've never ever said online or offline. So when 2020 happened again, I before that I was, I was a visiting faculty in 1819 at LS Raheja College, Mumbai, digital marketing. Taught them for 6 months. Loved the experience. Got approached by more digital marketing institutes. Became a visiting faculty over there also. And in 2020, while I was doing some sessions offline, and then we moved to online sessions also. In that phase, I realized that what, I really love doing this, and I used to do this back in the days when I was in college. I used to teach people math science of 10th grade as well. I was forced to do so by my society people. They're like, what, please, let's just teach our son and daughter, and please help them pass. And I could actually help them achieve like 70%, and I was happy about that. And then it just kind of came back to me. And in 2020, I took about 6 months and I curated an entire course on called Roadmap to Digital Marketing, which is a roadmap for anybody and anyone who wants to start digital marketing. I'm not going to make you an expert in 30 hours or 45 days because I was doing it only on weekends, So Divya, again, so I was doing more things on weekends so that, I don't take out a lot of time from the day-to-day things that I need to do. So I set a goal in 2020 that I want to teach and educate and empower 10,000 students by December 1st, 2020. And before 2020 ended, I think we could reach about 5,000 students. And yeah, we couldn't reach 10,000, but I was really happy that we could actually reach that. And I took a printout of this entire thing. And I had a goal for Big Mouth also, which also we could not reach. We could reach about 50% of that too in 2021. Because COVID was not the best thing for us in the agency side of things, because a lot of clients being COVID prone. So,
But 5,000 is not a small number. Just to tell you that 5,000 is definitely not a small number.
yeah, I agree with you. And I was like, let's do more of this and let's keep doing this. So then I got collaborations from other platforms, like Unacademy approached. They took me on board at Graphy. Then My Captain happened. And with that, we were teaching about roughly 200 to 300 people on a monthly basis, or even more sometimes. And this kept building. And I thought, what, I really love doing this. I can just literally wake up and take a session, come here and chat with you. I love to talk, right? That's why Tarun speaks. I love to talk on things which I really believe in. Back in 2018, when I first used this hashtag, it was just about me trying to use a hashtag for my own on things that I speak about, on my original thoughts. And then I felt, you know what, let's make this mission a bigger mission, let's make this mission a larger mission. Because when I saw in 2020 and 2021, more than 18 and 19, where I started my educator journey as a whole, so many individuals are looking for guidance. Like, it's not even funny. So many. Like, if you tell them, you know what, I'm going to tell you a lot of things which I did wrong. I'm going to tell you the path that you can take. They will come running to you. And a lot of these people actually got jobs because of the courses that I taught them, whether they were my own or whether they were with a platform. And I felt a sense of accomplishment, sorry, not establishment. I felt accomplished that, you know what, यार किसी की लाइफ में आप कुछ तो अच्छा कर रहे हो, राइट, आप कुछ अलग कर रहे हो, और इतने सारे लोगों की लाइफ में एक बार में कर पा रहे हो, इससे ज्यादा अच्छी कोई चीज होगी नहीं कि आप अपनी जो चीज आपने जो रोज सीखते हो, आप वही आप सामने सिखा रहे हो लोगों को. So I thought, let's make this a bigger pie. Let's forget the pie. Let's make and take the entire cake. And I was thinking, let's make this mission bigger to 1 million people that you want to educate, empower. And I took it to the year 2025 because I thought it was more practical. I can't just educate 1 million people in a year or two, right? And interestingly, there have been people, in my sessions, one person, so I'll tell you a couple of things. One person was studying BSc, shifted her entire field to digital marketing, is right now working in digital marketing. One person was expecting nothing out of the 90-day challenge with Tarun, which is creating content consistently for the next 90 days without expecting anything in return. She got about 3, 5, 6, 10 million views on her reels and she went berserk. One student, she said that, I was like, where are you attending the session from today? And she was like, sir, this is my car and my father drove me to a nearby place and I have my ring light over here because, sir, there was a lot of disturbance in the house and there was a lot of noise. I was like, somebody took the pain to go out from their house, troubled their father, drove a little while, and is attending my session from there. So the responsibility on my shoulder becomes triple, double, 100 times more. So I think the kind of response and the kind of warmth that I could get from people and the kind of little things that they could achieve because of maybe 30-day courses or one session or 2 sessions or, even a longer one, I was equally happy. So I think that's where all this entire thing came from. And sorry for long answers, but I think I give you a very nice concrete answer.
No, that's okay, because the thing is, we can actually see that passion behind why that mission happened and why that vision happened and why you're working towards it with full energy. So that passion comes out in those long answers. Short answers में ऐसा लगता है अरे यार ठीक है ये question avoid करना है आगे बढ़ना है इसीलिए short answer दे देते हैं. But yeah, thanks for sharing that detail as well. Yeah, Divya, I think you have a couple of questions to take as well.
Yes, before I ask Smoke those questions, let's take up questions from the audience because it's just not us talking. Okay, we have a question from Ankit and he's asking, are you full-time creators? Jerry, go first, then Tarun.
I'm not. I do have a full-time job. Sorry, I'm not a full-time creator yet.
No.
I am somewhere midway between becoming a full-time creator. I don't know what I am right now. Okay. Which is the easiest platform to be a creator? What is the easiest platform to be a creator?
I think wherever you are comfortable and whatever your strength is it audio, is it textual based content, is it video based content, you decide depending on your strength and plus where your TG is present. Like, you cannot be producing content on Twitter when you are targeting people on Instagram. So yep, I think that's my take at that question.
Thank you for that.
Platform. Yeah, I think there's no easy platform. It's about the kind of content you put out there and the right places to the right people at the right time.
And with consistency. But that doesn't mean you burn yourself out.
Yes.
Okay. We have an interesting question from Tarun. How much money do creators make?
There's no limit.
Okay.
Absolutely no limit. Like, the more The more you grow your following, I think it's directly proportional to that. I think more than the following, the more you grow your trust with your audience, I think there is no limits to that absolutely whatsoever. You can digress into creator come influencer. You can digress into promoting things that you actually believe in. You can digress into becoming a creator plus affiliate as to recommending what you use on a on a regular basis. You can digress into becoming a creator and educator on the side. Brand partnerships, I think a lot of things can happen. Just approach the right people and the right brands who can benefit because of your followers and the kind of followers that you possess.
Okay. Fine. Thank you for that. And I guess, yeah, I mean, again, so there's one thing, Tarun, I would want to know here. You mentioned that, followers, it's proportional to the followers at times, because that's what even I've seen. But a lot of times when people are chasing followers, they tend to compromise with the quality of the content. So like either you keep on putting up shit posting just generic content, or you actually go behind quality content. And that's where the trade-off comes. So what do you think is the right approach? Like just putting out generic content and getting more followers, or having a slow growth but putting out quality content?
I would say I think there's nothing as there's nothing as amazing quality apart from production quality, and there's nothing which is shit content if that works for you. I just have one thing: if you can stick to something that you actually believe in, you will be talking about and you love to talk about. The best example that I give my students is Technical Guruji. Till date, that guy is talking about gadgets, new things in technology. Like, how much more can somebody do that? How much more? Every day he has a tech news. Every alternate week he has some new product he's unboxing or gadgets he's unboxing. He's still putting value based content for the audience till now. Or for that matter, CA Rachna Ranade, like she puts out content on what she believes, and she can actually keep putting that for the next 10 years, 100 years, if that for that matter. So, and then there are these creators like Kavi Lame who just took one concept and nailed it. It might be shitty to us, it might be amusing to somebody. It's something that people want to see, right? So I would say I think followers are always a byproduct, and I'm saying this not because I don't have a lot of followers or I have a lot of followers. I think they automatically will come when you share the right kind of information, which can be either entertaining, either educational, or either empowering for the audience. Either of the three E's that you can trigger for the audience. So I would say don't really do everything that you are for just getting followers, because they understand, they're smart people, they're also humans. Do it because you really believe in that content piece. And I think there's nothing there's no harm in experimentation. So experiment with different kind of things. Maybe something works for you, maybe something that you've already been doing doesn't work anymore. So try that. So I would say do not digress from what you do and your niche, because when you're growing, unless you grow to let's say 1 million followers or 2 million or 3 or 5, people want to see value out of you in the first 100k followers, 500k followers. And then once you are 1 million or above, you can digress a little bit, because people have now become your fans. Oh, Jerry, okay, without even listening to what Jerry said, they like it, because they've become your fans so much they don't really give a shit about what you're posting. They love you. Some chunk of your audience. Others are still waiting for that value to come from you. So I would say do not digress. Still, there are enough examples of people who have not digressed, but you can always expand your niche. Is what I can say if you want to.
Okay. Thank you for that, Tarun. So I'll move on to the next question. And this is coming in from your early days when you did not start your creator journey. How did the whole lead generation process work for you back in those days? Uh, Jerry, can you chopping off?
So we couldn't hear
Hello.
you pretty much.
Divya, you're dropping off. Yeah, we can hear you now. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I remember. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So my question is that before you started your creator's journey, how did the lead generation process work for you for your agency?
Oh, so this is a very interesting question. So lead generation was not really, so it was not really lead generation, I would say. Number one, it was connecting with your contact sphere. Number two, it was joining networking organizations, which also helped. Number three, it was your clients, which are also helping. Number four was LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn has been a great source for connecting with the right marketing heads and then getting the right kind of pitches for them to them, right? And I think number five was industry connections also, because there are a lot of agencies which also collaborate with you and get you work sometimes. Uh, I think, yeah, these four, five things were really helpful when that was happening. Yes, I do get a lot of calls on a daily basis today also. Not all of them are relevant. Some of them don't have the right amount of budget that we can actually take them on board to Big Mouth. But I would say people know that this guy does digital marketing, and they remember me when I do when they hear about digital marketing. So I think that's a success. So I think uh, that's happening since the last 3 to 4 years, 3 years to be precise. But yeah, I think those four five things helped in the initial phase, and they still help. We still do that on a regular basis. I'm still a part of a networking organization. LinkedIn has been one of the core platforms where we approach people. um, Connections in the industry have obviously built up, so that also help with the people in the similar fields also help. And I think apart from that, your contact sphere, which is increasing on a daily basis, that also helps a lot.
Okay. So
Thanks. Yeah,
I'm
Divya,
kind
you're
of
saying something.
I'm facing network issues. Jerry, you will have to take the lead
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
too
yeah.
much to
I'll
talk
take the
about.
next question up. Yeah, not a problem. So Tarun, we have one question again. I think it's from Rivan only. He's asking who's your favorite LinkedIn creator. You cannot avoid this question. And so I would just add, along with LinkedIn as well, from who would be your favorite YouTuber, Instagrammer, and on someone on Twitter if you're active there.
On LinkedIn, I would pick Rahul Subramaniam. I love what he does and his jokes, and he's really done something to the platform which nobody could have thought.
Yeah,
And I also love Karthik Srinivasan. I uh, really love what Karthik Srinivasan does on marketing. Um, then in terms of Instagram, I think I really love Yuvraj Dua. He is an upcoming creator. He has about 400, 500K followers, but his jokes are so on point. I like his jokes. He's very funny in general, and the way he speaks is also funny. He's doing great
right.
as a whole. Um, and on Twitter, I would say I really like Naval as a creator, or as a guide, philanthropist, whoever
Yeah,
you want to call it. He's been fabulous. Um, on YouTube, um, I think there's no specific YouTuber whose journey I've been following, but I really like what I used to really love what Bhuvan Bam does. Uh,
yeah,
and apart from Bhuvan Bam, I think I sometimes also check out what Technical Guruji is doing sometimes. And I think also Matt Diavella, who is the producer and director of The Minimalists, very amazing individual again, does amazing stuff and talks about productivity, talks about direction, talks about creative processes. So that guy also. So yeah, I think these few people are some unique people that I kind of came across.
yeah. Those are actually great names. So when you actually talked about Technical Guruji, when I initially, like a decade back, when we were actually searching for phones at that time, Xperia had launched Sony Xperia series, if you remember. I think
Yeah.
only people who were like in their 18, 19s a decade back would remember those kinds of phones.
Yes.
We did not have Android, nor did we have like iOS system. It was all Java based phones that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And technically, Guruji used to have a small YouTube channel wherein just अपने room पे करते थे. And now he has like a full fledged hi-fi studio that's possible. and I've been following that tech guide from a long time, so I could see the growth of a creator happening from that stage. And so, yeah, I completely agree. Being a creator can actually change a lot of lives, and a lot of opportunities can keep coming in if you just are consistent to that.
I
Uh,
agree.
so to everyone who's getting confused, like what's the bid that is placed. So let me just let you know that me and Divya have a creator community group, which is for creators by creators. And that's an exclusive community for all the creators out there. It's limited to only 50 users. And it will have all the speakers that we are getting on board. Like Tarun would also be a part of that group, but Tarun does not have to bid for it. He is the VIP guest out there. So anyone who wants to be a part of that creator community, which is for creators by creators, go ahead and bid for your spot there, because the sooner that you can get in at a cheaper rate. As soon as someone bids it, the rates are going to get higher. Vivan, no, unfortunately, you cannot get a free invite. There's no friends and family discount out here. So if you want to be a part of that exclusive community group, join in, place a bid, and we'll be happy to accept that, because we're limiting the community to only 50 people, and we will be organizing monthly meetups virtually as of now. And then probably if everyone's in a part of a city where majority people are there, we can organize offlines as well. So the only reason for creating that community is to share and learn more, and probably share our experiences. And you can ask your doubts, questions on how to become creator over there. And yeah, coming back to Tarun. So now, Tarun, we have a rapid fire round for you, wherein we'll be asking you a couple of questions. And without thinking, I know this will be short answers out here, but yeah, without thinking much, you'll have to help us with the answers for that. So, first and foremost, which is the biggest question that I had for rapid fire, being an entrepreneur or being a creator, which one would you choose?
Oh, educator.
Okay. Do you love the freelancing journey, or are you loving the creator journey?
Oh, I've never really freelanced. Would we call
Uh,
the creator
uh,
journey
the,
freelance?
no, the creator journey is different, and the agency owner, when you started your business, that journey. Uh,
Okay.
like when you started both, which one did you love more?
I think you're putting me in a spot, but okay. Uh, that's a very difficult one. I know we got to be quick and rapid fires, but I think I've loved the journey of how I have evolved as an entrepreneur, then a creator. So I'll give a biased answer. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Divya, you want to go with next questions, or should I continue? Because I have like a fuse list out here. I think Divya is stuck, if I'm
The
not
best
wrong.
stuff. Yeah, the best frozen.
Okay, the next question that I have is, while you're working with creators, would you prefer collaborations, or would you prefer brand sponsorships?
When I'm working with creators, I would. So when you say when I'm working with as myself as a creator or me as an
Yeah.
agency,
No, no, you as your creator, Tarun
I
as
would
a
say
creator.
I would say so. You gave me two options: brand collaborations or working with creators.
Brand collaborations or brand sponsorships?
Um, okay, I would say collaborations, wherein I can
Collaboration,
actually yes,
yeah. Both of you are getting together on a reel, versus the brand is just paying you money, you create anything you want.
you can say that.
Okay, great. Next question that I have is, would you prefer having inbound clients or outbound clients?
Inbound.
Inbound any day better. And coming to the next question, for your agency role, do you prefer fast hiring, or do you prefer taking the hiring process a bit slow, understanding the person with multiple rounds?
I would say fast. In
Fast hiring.
especially our industry fast. Yeah.
Okay. Divya, now since you're back, are you able to hear us? Yeah. You
I
want to
can.
ask the next round of questions?
Wait, how many are we done with? I lost you first.
Yeah, so I've lost. I've done total of five. If you have, I think we've got one rapid fire from Vivan in chat, who's the better host.
उसको छोड़ दो, उसको छोड़ दो, उसको छोड़ दो, उसको साइड पे छोड़ दो, मतलब ऐसे. Bye bye विवान. Okay, you can ask.
Yeah, yeah. So the next, I think the final question that I have to ask over here is, would you be interested if I have to make you choose any one platform only for your creator journey? Which one platform would it be? Would it be LinkedIn or would it be YouTube?
LinkedIn right now, YouTube in future.
Okay. Remember, you are not an agency owner, so keep in mind the monetization aspect as well. Okay, great. LinkedIn, not a
YouTube and
problem.
LinkedIn. Yep.
Okay, not a problem. Thanks. Yeah. Any other questions, Divya, you have? I'm done with the rapid fire. If you have any other questions or final follow up before we wind up the entire session.
So we have a question. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So a question in the audience actually from MJ. He wanted to know some tips on influencer marketing.
Very vague question. Like, what kind of tips are you wanting to become an influencer? Do you want to do influencer marketing? Like, what is the question? Like, you'll have to like give me a more specific question, because there are not. So I cannot give a specific tip on like influencer marketing. That's a very vague, a very open-ended question. You suggest being a creator on all platforms. I think I suggest being a creator on a platform or two to start with. First master them, and do not go to all platforms until unless you have a team of like 4-5 people who can do that for you. आप अकेले हर जगह नहीं पहुंच पाओगे. हर प्लेटफॉर्म पे सेम तरीके का कंटेंट नहीं चलता. अगर वो चल रहा होता तो फिर सब लोगों के पास 1 मिलियन फॉलोअर्स होते. So I would say start with a platform that you can do best, and I think yeah. Apart from that, I think one platform to start with, or two at max. Yeah, don't focus on too many platforms together.
So you said that only once you master certain platforms, be it one or two, you move on to next platform. So how can I decide as a creator that okay, now I am a master on LinkedIn
So
and
when I say
YouTube?
master, like set a goal for yourself. That's what I meant. So
Correct.
let's Jerry is like, what, after I achieve, let's say 1 lakh followers on LinkedIn, I'm gonna start with my YouTube journey. Or after I achieve this whatever you have in your mind,
Right.
the
Right.
goal can be anything, it can be big or small. And I
Correct.
think when I say master, I think you've understood what kind of content is working on that platform. How
Right.
often do you have to post? How are people responding to you over there? And you exactly understand what is working for you or what is not working for you. So you can autopilot that entire thing, obviously with a little bit of real-time efforts. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're able to create content on a platform in less than 5 minutes, then you have some knowledge about that platform, and you can
Yeah.
invest the other time in another platform as well.
You can say that. Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Vivan has the last question out there. I think Tarun, what's your worst experience as a creator rather than working with creator?
So working with creator has been beautiful. Jokes apart, I think what Vivan and team are doing is beautiful for sure. But if I have to tell you the worst experience as a creator is, people ask. So I have to give you only one, right?
Yeah, anyone.
So there have been people who have agreed to do something and they've bailed out in the end. So you could have just said no in the start. I was not forcing you anyways. So because I'm a believer of commitment. Like if I commit
Right.
to this live, for example, um, I will be there no matter what. So, and they don't even have the courtesy to tell you that, what, I couldn't be there. I'm sorry. Let's reschedule or whatever. So some instances that don't really, go well, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't really hold on to them because I keep moving forward as an individual. And apart from that, I think brands sometimes just throwing things at you like, "ये आप कर दीजिए बस." अरे नहीं करना. I don't resonate with this. I don't want to do this content. I don't resonate with this. I don't want to do it. As simple as so. Both
Right.
things. So, yeah, sometimes that also happens, but I think more than anything, I think nothing is worse than a seen response from an individual. आप
Yeah.
reply करके मना कर दीजिए. मैं आपको force
Exactly.
नहीं करूंगा. टेंशन नहीं है. नहीं कर सकते कोई बात नहीं. आप
I,
हाँ
I,
ना बोल दीजिए, हम आगे बढ़ जाएंगे. So
I can totally understand that because I think ghosting hurts a bit more than rejection because
yeah,
rejection mein you have a closure. It's like okay,
yes,
mana kar diya, let's move forward. आगे कभी भी opportunity आएगी, I won't hesitate to reach out to you again. You can reject me again, that's fine. But if someone ghosts, then I think that's actually a problematic area wherein you're like, okay, देख लिया, no बोल दो यार, no बोलने से कोई
simple as
खत्म नहीं
that.
हो रहा है.
Yeah, मना कर
Exactly,
दीजिए यार, कोई बात नहीं. So yeah,
exactly.
apart from that, it's been very, very, very beautiful.
Great. I mean, that's I think actually helpful because understanding these dark elements is also necessary for a creator. Because what perception a lot of people have is एक बार क्रिएटर बन जाए सब आपको आंसर करेंगे, सब आपके पीछे भागेंगे. ऐसा सच में कुछ होता नहीं है. To be honestly, I mean, to tell you guys the truth, I had reached out to 40 people for this for creator by creator session, and I've got responses only from 15. So even after being a creator myself, I understand that you don't get replies from a lot of people. You face rejection still. There's no end game towards that. So that's kind of, I think, the trade-off which all of us have to accept that that's a part of the journey, and we learn and we grow from it.
Yep.
So I think towards the end, Tarun, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for taking time out for us and being a part of our show. I'll definitely send across an invite for you to be a part of our Discord server if you're available there. Whenever you have time, there's no commitments out there. Whenever you have time, whenever you can pitch in, we'll be happy to have you on board there, and we'll love to share your experience and learn from your experience and your knowledge from the industry as well. So thank you so much for being a part. Any final message to our audience?
You're very welcome, Jerry. Thank you so much for hosting me, and thank you to Divya and you both. I think just one thing which I want to tell people, which I have been, which has been my life motto. I think I developed it in the last couple of years itself. It's there are a lot of people in life that you will encounter, strangers plus your closed ones, plus your relatives, plus your friends, and there you will get enough moments to do this. So just remember this, and try to do this as many times in a day as possible. Wherever you go, whoever you meet, whenever you can, don't forget to smile and spread a smile. So that's my message for each one of you. And don't stop creating, and don't listen to people, and don't fear people, and don't fear what they have to say, because these people are the same people who will be running to take credit that you were my friend, or you were in my society, or यार ये हमारे यहाँ पे रहता था, यहीं पे create करता था content, यही करता था. So just believe in yourself and your journey, and yeah, keep creating content without bias and without the fear of judgment.
Great. I think that's actually a great message because never look back and just keep moving forward. Thank you so much for that great message, Tarun. And it was a pleasure having you with us for our today's episode. Thank you so much for being a part of it.
Likewise. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Good night. Thanks everyone for joining in. Good night, guys.
Good night.